Yo, today we're going to talk about Pramiracetam. Alright guys, so Pramiracetam is of course part of the racetam family. It was invented in 1984, but only recently has kind of grown in the nootropics community as a memory enhancer and as a neuroprotective compound. So it typically is considered to be an effective and somewhat stimulating nootropic, but we'll go a little bit more into that in the benefits and side effects section. Alright, so as you can expect, there's a number of different benefits when it comes to Pramiracetam. It is part of the racetam family, so of course it is going to aid in memory formation, learning ability, and there are studies on humans that show, especially for elderly people, Pramiracetam is an incredibly effective tool for preserving memory and preventing cognitive decline. There's studies on patients with senile dementia and Alzheimer's, and many of the studies can be inconclusive. Some of them also focus on early stages of those diseases, but nevertheless, the evidence seems to be relatively positive, and there's a lot of people that have used it to great effect on the nootropics communities like Reddit and Longevity. And besides the memory and the neuroprotection benefits, Pramiracetam also is known to be a relatively good concentration tool. People use it to focus, they use it to get more stimulation in their workday, or just improve their ability to focus on the task at hand. And this is not something that's been tested though, so this is purely based on anecdotes, and some people mention that these effects are relatively similar to the effects from phenylpiracetam, for example. Now, the mechanism that makes Pramiracetam work is called high affinity choline uptake, or HACU, and this is a mechanism that allows for both the memory enhancement and to some degree could also improve the stimulating portions of the brain, or the effects from concentration that you see with Pramiracetam. So like I said, there's studies that show it can not only help with the adults who are on their declining with their memory, but it can also be useful for people with brain trauma, for example. There's plenty of people who in the United States play football, play soccer, play a lot of sports where concussions are a really big problem, and Pramiracetam is one of the many in this family that could be the solution depending on the individual. So of course, there's going to be side effects with any kind of high-powered drug like this, and Pramiracetam side effects are, as you might expect, revolving around headaches and tension in the jaw. There are people who complain that because Pramiracetam interacts with the cholinergic system, it can cause headaches, and people often recommend taking a choline source with Pramiracetam. Now, another side effect that I have had the misfortune of experiencing myself is a terrible, terrible taste. Now, the primary way of taking Pramiracetam is through either the powder or capsule form. Now, we would recommend that you go with the capsules when you can, and if you can, make it yourself, then you can also, look for a powder product and then just capsule it yourself. Now, the good thing is the dosage for Pramiracetam is really small, so it's not something that you particularly have to worry about. For someone who's taking this dosage regularly, you can put a tiny little bit in your smoothie for the day, for example, and you won't even really taste it. But if you take it by itself, it might be a bit of a problem. Of course, Nootropedia, we've got very specific vendors that we recommend, and the reason is, specifically for Pramiracetam, The products are not really regulated by the FDA, which means that there's plenty of vendors who say they're selling Pramiracetam, but you don't have any idea where it comes from, what the the assay or the heavy metals are, and that's one of the reasons why Nootropedia recommends pure Nootropics Depot, because Nootropics Depot has this Pramiracetam powder that is, it's a chemical compound that's the same as any other Pramiracetam, but this brand has the evidence for you to see right on the page. You can see the HPLC analysis and the third-party testing, and if you're interested in checking out the Pramiracetam, I would recommend it. You can see all the analysis on the Nootropics Depot website. Just click above, and if you're not interested in that, no worries. I'm hoping that you took something useful from the video, and I will see you next time. Take care.